I had a stake end this week and I want to talk about it. It's quite a complex story. The Pulse chain launched the middle of this stake, had 9,000 hex staked, so they got doubled to be on the Ethereum and the Pulse network in the middle of the stake. So that changed things quite a lot. The stake was 9,000 and it started on the May 2020, which is when the prices are reasonably high, and it's just finished now. On the ETH side, I had to pay $60 to actually get that back. I could have minted Hedron, but that cost $4.14, and it would have only got me 8 cents worth. So I didn't bother with that. It wasn't worth it. But to keep the 11,300 hex, which was worth $13.89, I needed to pay this $60. And to add to that, the cost of the hex was 16 cents when I bought it back in May 2022. But you can split that because of the costs, and that was basically £700 cost at the time for the hex. On the east side, I had to say 11,300 hex, and the value was $89 at the time. So it cost me $700 to actually get that hex at the time. And by the time that I paid the gas on the eve, it ended up costing $68, and so basically it left me with $20 cheaper than what would have been to actually have bought that 1100 off the open market. So it was kind of worth it, but there was a big loss in there. On the Pulse side, things were a lot better. We had 2,300 hex, and they were worth 1.5 pence at the time, and that was $35. The Pulse was very cheap. It was 4 cents to actually get that, and also the Hedron side was worth it in gas because the actual cost of the Hedron was so small, so it was actually even worth minting that. Uh, so to keep it, I needed it was worth $179. This was the cost when I bought it. The Pulse was only not 1 cent. That's how much it cost me for the Pulse at the time. So in effect, by the time I put that the Hedron and all that together, it was 769, which was the actual amount that I got back in there. So again, there's a loss involved in terms of the price action. So my take from this stake is that I did stake it when the prices were higher. The stake ended when prices were lower, so you take a bit of a hit for that, and it hurt. The price can go up, and what I will do is I'll just wait for the price to go up before I do anything with it. So even though it's a loss, it's not a loss until I sell. Staking on ETH is expensive. I think if you have big amounts where the ETH can go into the ETH transaction costs can go lower in terms of what things it may be worth it. But for the likes of me, for the likes of a mum and pop investor and the likes, I think Pulse is the way to go. And you've got to be looking, I think, for the price dips before you take another stake. And this seemed to happen in this ecosystem. One thing is worth mentioning is I have been told I can't verify, I can't say this is a fact or not because I'm not a tax expert at all, that you can claim for losses and so that the gas fees become something that you can claim against tax on. So you don't you can win a little bit there. And that's it.